We are back with Dr. Daria Majzoubi here at Maj Medical Clinic in Visalia, talking about something so interesting, cellular therapy, where your own body provides pretty much its own healing powers, and that's what he's doing here. It's being described as magic, Dr. Maj. Let's talk a little bit about cellular therapy and how you're even helping people with hair loss.
So cellular therapy involves platelets and also stem cells. So for hair loss, we found that if we mix the stem cells and platelets with fat cells, which provide the scaffold for the stem cells to work on, when we inject it into the scalp, it's equivalent to about 5 or 6 PRP treatments or platelet treatments.
Okay.
And so we have a picture of a before and after, 6 months after I did a treatment. And as you can see, there's almost no hair when the patient starts, and 6 months later after the treatment, he has a significant amount of hair.
Yeah, which is completely different than transplants.
Correct.
This is your own hair.
Correct.
Let's talk a little bit about how you get those platelets, how you get those stem cells. You take it from where in the body?
So normally, stem cells, the biggest concentration of stem cells, the biggest is in the fats, because it's the most vascular tissue. And the mesenchymal stem cells, which is what we get, there's 500 times more of those cells than in your bone marrow. Wow. So you have ample amount of stem cells to work with. So what we do is the patients come in, we take their blood to separate the platelets. And then we also start to do kind of a liposuction. It's a, we call it a microaspiration. So it's a miniaturized liposuction. We take about 7 or 8 tablespoons from the belly, 4 from each side. And then once we get the fat, we separate the stem cells from the fat cells. We isolate the stem cells. I have a cell counter that tells me how many live cells I have. And then we re-inject those stem cells back into the patient. If it happens to be the scalp, we go ahead and do it in the scalp. If it happens to be a knee or any other joint, we do that. Other chronic diseases that patients have, like COPD, basically smoking-related lung disease, or asthma, or if they have some autoimmune disease, we actually give that IV to the patients.
I couldn't walk. So that's why I decided to do this, because that would change my whole life. If, I just took the chance on it. Whether it was going to work or not, I just took the chance. So I took it, and little by little, I started to feel, whoa, I'm beginning to live again. So I don't know, I just felt like God's grace was on me, So little by little, I began to walk. And now I can totally walk.
I was functioning okay, but my kids would tell me, they said, "Mom, we can hear you breathing." When we'd go places together and everything, and they'd hear me, and I was just so used to it, I was unaware, I think, that it was as bad as it was.
Wow. So then you went through the stem cell procedure.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you feel now? Tell me the difference between you now than before.
Fantastic. Fantastic. It's just, and I agree with Carmen that this guy's a miracle worker.
The stem cells are also regenerative. So what happens is that the patients actually start to feel better and have much more energies. I did the same thing with Carmen, but her autoimmune improved greatly.
Definitely. She's moving around, and it's wonderful. Going back to the hair loss a little bit, because I think a lot of people are interested in this. It's pretty amazing. How long does it last?
The hair cycle, the growth cycle of a hair follicle is between 2 and 8 years.
And so as far as cost, doctor?
So I wanted to provide this at a much better price point than what they offer in Los Angeles. So we're offering 40% cheaper than what they can get in in Los Angeles in some of the regenerative clinics.
And pretty much with you being the only doctor that does this type of procedure in the Central Valley, that's wonderful.
Less,
You don't have to drive down south. For those who want to come visit or make an appointment or get a consultation, do they just call you and make an appointment, doctor? Is that easy?
Yeah, they can call our office at 559-740-7989. We're located at 5109 West Goshen Avenue in Visalia, California. And we're open 6 days a week.
Yeah, pretty amazing things they're doing here at Maj Medical Clinic. Always good talking to you, Dr. Maj. Yeah, very interesting. I'm sure we'll be back.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
Thanks again for having us. Okay, don't go anywhere because we are whipping up some colorful Easter cocktails with candy when we return.